What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dueling Podcast. We're back trying to game for the throne. Yeah, we're doing season 2. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's only been like a month and a half.
From when the episode release was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Something like that. I don't know.
All right. What do I know?
3 weeks ago, probably. I don't know yet. Anyways, yeah, Game of Thrones, season 2. This was the one after season 1, before season 3.
Yes, correct. Good job.
I know numbers.
Well, we know he can count to 3. That is all we know for sure.
I'm better than Valve.
Ouch. I mean, yeah, but ouch.
I want to Pro 3 is better than anyone else does, but like, watch, they're gonna drop all those games at the same time that George drops the last book.
Sure. So,
Yeah.
as always, this is Game of Thrones. We're letting you talk about the things you liked and didn't like.
Well,
Apparently, you
this is the
hated
time you
season
died.
2.
Season 2 was rough to get into. I feel like these seasons start off really, really rough. Like, they're slow and they don't pick up.
I don't agree, but
It's a lot of setup to get to a climax, and some of the climax of the season don't really feel.
Yes, it's a lot of setup. That's all this show is. You're playing the Game of Thrones. It's a game of chess. All that is setup, dog.
You can make setup interesting.
It
doesn't
is.
have to be boring. Somewhat.
Dude, this conversation is gonna just keep making me say you're brain rotted. I can't stand to watch this many hours of content. There was no action sequences. There was nothing. They just
it's just the
stood
season
around
didn't
and
feel.
talked.
They did that, but like the conversations were entertaining. I'm just saying, like, okay. There's a point in a show where it becomes bingeable, where like it's like, okay, I need to watch the next one. I need to watch the next one. I need to watch the next one. Then I get into like episode 4-ish for me. After that, then it really took off. Like the first like 3 episodes was like, I gotta get through this. It's homework.
I don't know. Even the first episode, I love the minute Tyrion shows up.
Oh, Tyrion's fantastic. He's probably the best part of the season. Besides him and Arya are the 2 best part of the season.
Sure. I don't know. He's not in the show enough, and I stand by this. I love Robb Stark.
Sure.
Like, he's so awesome. And, like, genuinely, I don't want to say it because it does. I don't think it happens in this season.
Well, no, because we finished the season.
Well, yeah, but I can't remember if it happened yet or not. No, okay. But like, there's a thing that happens next season that is really the downfall of it. But like, this season really points out, Robb would have won. Like, he was going to win this war. Both season 1 and season 2 show that. And out of everybody in the show entirely, Robb would have made the best king. Danny is the other one who has an interesting argument, but you'll see why.
I actually didn't really like Daenerys in the season. I didn't like that plot line.
Right.
That was a very poor I was excited to see what they did with after the end of the last season with her and her dragons, and they're like, oh, we're just gonna have it where she goes to this mystical place and then loses them for 4 episodes and has to get them back. It feels like we're just going in a circle for her plot, and I'm like,
yeah,
we're not making progress here. I get that we're trying to look for a boat, but like,
yeah, season 2 for Danny is tough. Also, they killed off my favorite one of the random Dothraki guys, which made me sad. That still always makes me sad. In the show, no. As an actor, also no.
You're great at the Dothraki guys.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find where's the cast list for this episode?
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'll figure it out. In the show, it's Recaro.
Yeah.
And he is played by... I don't know how you say his name. It looks like a weird way to spell Elias, but Elyes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Elias Gable. He's been in other stuff.
Let's two wrestlers put the names together.
True. He's been in, so he was in his own show. It was Scorpion. He was in World War Z. He was in, I'm trying to think of what else I know him from, but I have no idea.
I know what you're talking about.
Apparently he was in Interstellar. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a background character. A tertiary character.
But yeah.
What's he call it?
He existed. But yeah, Danny's plotline this whole season, meh.
But you know, remember how you were pissed off that they were abandoning magic in the show? This season's full of magic. There's warg stuff too, and there's warlocks, and
it's not even kind of close to the same thing. And the warlocks aren't there either. Dog, all he did was mirror image. Bro casted a cantrip. I don't fucking care.
Okay, but the Starks do the warg stuff.
Right, that one isn't. I guess it's magic. I don't.
You would complain about it. You complain about the magic stuff. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Right, but the warg thing. Well, it's because all of the Stark kids are supposed to be wargs, and only one of them is.
Rob.
No. Bran.
I swear, Rob does it too.
No, when Arya's talking about Rob, she says that they say Rob can turn into a wolf. Yeah. He can't. And he should be able to control his wolf, but he can't. Not in the show.
Okay. Again, maybe it's a minute since I watched the episode because it's been throughout the week. There's a moment where his wolf is doing stuff, and then they go to him, and he's giving like a big ass smirk on his horse.
Yeah, but remember, you haven't really gotten to see it. When anyone in this show wargs, they are basically, their mind is transported out of their body into the other thing. So they are laying there like bare like alive but not conscious, and their eyes are like rolled back in their head and whited over. He was not warg. He was just watching his wolf, and I'm pretty sure the wolf was just in front of Jaime.
Yeah. Which I like Jaime more in this season, and yes. I know like we're starting to get on the better side. Like when I don't remember her name, but like the end of the season when he's traveling with her. Yeah. Is she Bram?
Brienne.
Okay, I didn't hear the Brienne part. I heard just the B in the okay. Brienne, yeah. When they're traveling towards the end of the season, like I'm starting to like Jaime a lot more and want to see where he goes. Because in the first season, he's kind of just there. He's like he's an embodiment of the past of the world rather than the current moment that they are sitting in. And this season, he's actually like given something to do, and that being a nuisance for the Starks.
Well, he's still being a nuisance. That's what he does.
Well, at the end of the season, it's a different type of nuisance where it's like, you know. But this is the season where we get Joffrey as king.
I hate Joffrey, man.
I was watching this. My mom walked in because she's seen Game of Thrones before, and it was during the scene where he beats the whore, and I stopped watching for a second. I paused. And I'm like, I turned to her, and I'm like, he's a fucking psychopath.
Yes.
And she's like, he's more like a sociopath. I'm like, I don't care. He's a psychopath because he's not even like. I feel like most like sociopaths would be like, okay, I can get pleasure from these women, but he's like, no, I just want to see them get beat to death.
Yeah, and like, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, it's obvious in season 1 that he's fucked up, but they make it obvious in like the first episode of this season with the drunk guy. What is his name? I don't remember. Sir Dantos. I actually do remember. Because the two knights that are supposed to be fighting, and he shows up drunk and late, and then, you know,
tries to drown him.
Tries to drown him. Sansa convinces him not to because,
It's his name day.
Yeah. Well, no, Sansa convinces him. That's how she convinces him. She convinces him because killing bad, because Sansa's a good guy and Joffrey a bad guy.
I don't like Sansa.
Really? Why?
I find her annoying.
Why?
Like, I get it that she's supposed to be like this like person who doesn't doesn't know what to do in these situations, these stressful situations, and she's slowly figuring out how to politicize and get her own gain. But she is so like, she is such like a damsel in distress all the fucking time. She's like, she can't do anything for herself. She has to use the mountain. I think that's
no,
named
that's the
for her
Hound.
gain. Thank you. Mountain Hound, two different people. Got it in my head now. But she uses a hound, and she tries to manipulate him as best as she can, but it's through her damsel in distress, for her weakness, that she gets through to him. That's the issue here. And
right,
like,
she's weaponizing her weakness, which means it's not actually a weakness.
at the end of the season, this is like episode 8 of the season. Throughout the whole first 8 episodes, she is useless. She doesn't know how to do anything. She doesn't like. It's like her dad never taught her how to politic, which he definitely did.
No, he didn't. No, did you not watch season 1 where he was very explicitly with his children, never telling them anything that had to do with anything in the real world, except for the one scene we get of him and Bran, which is totally different because it's not the politics thing. It's the, I have to go behead this man of the Night's Watch because it's the lesson of he who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Great lesson. I'm actually, like, in a world where that's how you handle things, I totally agree. If you are going to decide that this man has to die, it should be you that has to kill him. It should have been Joffrey who had to try to kill Ned. Like, I genuinely believe that. Joffrey would have, but like, it's supposed to be that thing where, because then your conscience might tell you, hey, maybe I shouldn't kill him. And that's your sign that he's not actually guilty of this thing. That's, at least to me, what that's supposed to mean. Because we get another reference to the he who passes the sentence must swing the sword later on in this season. But like, when it comes to the pure politics, fuck, Ned didn't understand the pure politics of it all, which is the point. He taught his children how to be good. That's not good for politics. As Cersei said, you play the Game of Thrones, you either win or you die.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to play the Game of Thrones, and that's why he's dead. He did not understand that game. So no, he didn't teach his kids that because he couldn't, because he didn't know.
But he sets up this wedding between Sansa and Joffrey in season 1 with the first king.
Robert sets that up, if you remember.
Sure, but at that point in time, wouldn't you just start teaching your kid how to politic a little bit?
No, because he doesn't know, is my point. He doesn't know.
Well, she's like, even though, like, he teaches Arya how to defend herself. Arya knows how to
That's
defend
not
herself.
the same thing. And that's only and he only lets her learn because she wanted to. Sansa never wanted to, and he was never going to force her to. And that's why he did the opposite with Arya, because Arya never wanted to do all of the girl stuff. She wanted to learn how to fight and learn all these other things. So he taught her that. He did what his kids wanted because he's a good ass dad.
It just doesn't feel like Sansa just feels like a weak point. Every scene she's in, like, it doesn't feel like she's always at risk, and it's never like she takes it in her own hands until she has the Hound on her side, because the Hound pities her essentially for her weakness.
See, but it's weird because she does, but she doesn't, because she constantly says the wrong thing. Like,
she learns at the end of the season what to say when the Littlefinger comes up to her.
Right. Like, she says the wrong thing, but she's also learning how to say the right thing. Even she's learning how to lie, something that we know Ned would have never taught her. That guy can't lie. Well, he has one, but even then, if you're smart enough, you know it's not you can tell he's lying.
It's a half truth.
Every time Jon Snow gets brought up.
Yeah.
Because he's very obviously like, yeah, I didn't actually do that. And you could tell it breaks him every time it gets brought up. He's like, I was never unfaithful, you bastards.
Yeah.
But I also get it. I get why he couldn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
It's so funny, though. It's so funny.
One more thing about the magic thing. I know we went off for a second. There is more magic. Stannis's fire witch wife births a demon child.
That is for whatever reason, the Lady Melisandre, I can't remember what she's actually called. Because some people call her the Red Woman. She gets called the Red Witch. I don't remember what her actual thing is, but
I know she is a witch. They call her a witch.
Lady Melisandre is one of the only people. There's her and there's somebody else. I don't know if it's next season or the season after that you'll meet that has some magical abilities. But again, it's not as much as what's in the books. Magic is supposed to be huge. And they just decided against it for the show for some reason.
I don't know. I'm just saying that there was magic that was present.
There were people who commented on this episode.
Yeah. Definitely on the TikTok. I know that.
Oh my God.
What?
I will tell you about it later. I saw one of the comments on the Five Nights video and I'm upset. Because they're wrong and they're stupid, just like you. Sorry, I gotta find the Game of Thrones episode.
He's searching. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Keep in mind, a lot of people who watched the show back then did not know the books, and most likely the change was made to capture a wider audience because being too magical or too fantasy would have put some people off. Who fucking cares? Stop. I keep saying this in like a lot of the reviews we do, both for movies and TV. Stop being afraid of being out there because we see it work when you go fully into it, it works. It's when you half-ass it that it never works. And it still worked for Game of Thrones. I understand that.
Good point.
Well, no, it worked. Everything worked until the writers decided they didn't want to be there anymore.
Yes, they half-assed their writing.
But no, I just mean like they half-assed the world to a degree, and it still worked, and that was fine. But Game of Thrones, but it was also because of how good the writing was. Like, your issues with this series being slow, the conversations between characters, even if it's slow, are still so interesting, even early on. Like, there's constantly that. And that's what gets lost later that really ruins the show.
I think a lot of it is what they're talking about. Because when Cersei and Tyrion talk, like anytime this season, I always stress the fuck out. Because, first of all, I know that that lady does not make it much farther than we're at now, from what I know. And second of all, there's like a palpable tension in the room anytime they talk. Like, I don't know there's music even playing when they're talking. It's just like this tense moment between the two where they're playing this game of chicken at each other, where it's like brother and sister are fighting over and the only person that's stopping them is their father. And even then, I don't know if he could actually stop this collision at some point in time. And he may not, because he might be dead at that point. Because the thing with this show is I don't exactly know who makes it to the end.
Right.
Or how they make it to the end. I know a few of the characters who make it to the end. And that's about it. Yeah. I don't know who exactly gets there.
And so the only reason you know that is because people complain about how the ending went for them, and that's the only reason you know they made it.
King, and I know the one person who dies because it was poorly written, and like I can kind of put the puzzle together at that point in time. But like some of the characters, like Tylan, I don't know what the fuck happens to him. Technically, I don't really know what happens to Jaime.
Right. Okay. Speaking of Tywin, I love Charles Dance for this role. He's incredible. But God damn it, he makes Tywin seem way better than Tywin is. I talked about this last time too. Again, actively throughout this season, they specifically say Rob's never lost a battle. Tywin is getting his ass kicked by a kid who is playing at war, basically. Well, it started as playing at war. Now it's been going on long enough. I think Rob is just good at this game. Tywin just gets his ass beat all the time.
Then he gets bailed out.
Right, then he gets bailed out by the Tyrells. But, like, that's the thing, is even in the books, Tywin's not good at anything.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Dance makes him seem way too good at everything, even though every decision he makes is the wrong one. It's so funny. Because Charles Dance makes him seem, and I love it, because that's supposed to be the point, to everyone on the outside looking in. Like, we are getting this behind the scenes of Tywin that the world doesn't get. But from the outside looking in, previous to this, Tywin's always on the winning side. Tywin is one of the most powerful people in the realm. He was the hand of the king to the Mad King. He was, he's, you know, the father of the queen. He is all of these things. From the outside looking in, he is this, like, put him on a pedestal guy. But when you get down to it, he doesn't know shit. And the only person in the land, like, his kids do. And even his brother, Kevin, does. He's the only one with a brain in most of those war rooms. And it's really funny. But even though he's dumb, Charles Dance is so good at it that you buy it. And it's so incredible. Like, his performance is great, but he doesn't feel enough like Tywin, because he feels too good. Like, too good at everything, which is so funny.
I love him in Arya's interactions. Like, the fact that he basically knows who Arya is and is willing to play the game that she is playing. To like,
he knows she's a noble. I don't think he knows it's Arya.
No, but he puts it together pretty quickly.
No, I think even like at the end of the season, I don't think he knew it was Arya.
He knows it's a Stark.
I don't think he does.
No, because he talks about Ned to her.
Does he?
Yeah, he mentions Ned and was talking about Ned Stark.
I don't remember that.
It was like one of the last conversations they had before she leaves.
Interesting. Oh, maybe he did. I never thought that, but I apparently just was zoned out at the final episode. Or not the
guy
episode.
that was killing people for Arya. His face changes at the end of the fucking season, which threw me the fuck off. Because I was watching passively because I'm like, this is the last episode, and Danny's thing happened. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Why am I watching this episode?
I'm not going to say much.
So it comes back later. Cool. Yeah.
Jaqen H'ghar is... I have multiple D&D character ideas based off Jaqen H'ghar. I love him. I
Okay.
also just love that actor, I think.
Well, he plays an idiot, but smart at the same time. It's weird.
He's not an idiot. You'll see. It's incredible.
But I'm saying, like, his character is like an idiot, like when he's talking to Arya. Like, it sounds like he's like, I'm a pompous idiot. But like, when you would get down to the nitty gritty of what he's doing in his character, he's a smart dude.
Yeah. I can't remember, when does Arya, where did he go?
He just started walking away. I don't know.
I think it's Bravos. Oh God, we're still a ways from that. That's sad because that's my favorite plot line. Dude, it's so good. We are a ways from that because next season's that. Yeah, okay. Ugh.
Was next season not great?
No, next season's great. No, I've just got really excited about
a plot line.
Yeah, and it's a ways before we get to see it. And that makes me sad. But it's so good. I mean, you heard it. The thing I have tattooed on my arm is finally in this episode, or in this season. Valar Morghulis.
I was saying the thing that you kept saying to each other.
Yeah, that means all men must die. There's also, so you'll hear it again later. It's Valar Dohaeris and Valar Morghulis. I can't speak whatever that actually is. Valar Dohaeris is all men must serve. And you'll see why that matters later. But
Okay.
the all men must die thing gets brought up a lot. Valar Morghulis is the more important one. But yeah, I love Jack and Hagar. I just do.
I don't really have an opinion on him because his role in this season was, oh, you need someone dead? Cool. I'll go kill him.
He's an assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll give you more of an opinion when he does more than that. It has more of a character than I'm Arya's servant for this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, back Charles Dance and Arya, I don't know her actor's name. It's Maisie something. I know that for sure.
Maisie Williams, I think.
Probably. Their acting in every one of those scenes is like the second biggest highlight besides Tyrion in this season. And I absolutely love every scene and interaction they have. It's absolutely fantastic. I hate it's like I think that's the episode 4 when it really picks up is when they get to like together when she becomes the servant for him.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I also love how no one can see that Arya is a girl.
Except
even though
for
it feels
him.
obviously.
Well, it feels obvious, but it also doesn't to a degree. Like, okay, you have to think in the moment that these were prisoners being transported by the Night's Watch. The Night's Watch only takes men.
Yeah.
So, like, immediately you might do that one seems more feminine, but obviously it's a dude. They're going to the Night's Watch. Like, I think that would be the thought process, and then you just move on. You're not going to think about that for that much longer.
Sure.
Whereas Tywin doesn't know that that's where the prisoners came from, and there are obviously other women in this group. So Tywin gets to do the thing where it's just, that's obviously a girl, dumbass. Whereas the other guy, his only context is she was with the Night's Watch. So he's still stupid, but like I get how that happened, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love the not really the fight, but I do love the fight between the Lannister soldiers, the Gold Cloaks, and the one Night's Watchman. So good. So good. And so sad. Arya did not listen, though. They were supposed to run. They did not run.
Jon Snow, I don't understand the appeal to Jon Snow that everyone like. I remember the story of the cop pulling over Kit Harington and him having to give away the spoiler for the next season. I don't understand the appeal of that character to that point where you're willing to let someone go off a major ticket. That's what I'm saying. The first 2 seasons have not sold me on Jon Snow being that fucking guy.
Because the early seasons are... So, in the books, Jon Snow is very different. But the early seasons, it is the show trying to decide which way it's going to lean with Jon. Is he going to go more of the book route? Or go where the show at least currently is leaning, where he's going to end up just as Ned 2.0. The very honorable, I do what is right no matter what. And the early seasons, I don't think the writers knew which way they wanted to go, because he's constantly doing the I want to do what's right, but then he's also not. And it's like, he's in a weird spot still. It gets better.
Okay, because the plot line with him and the girl isn't horrible. Like I enjoyed it, but like as a character himself, I don't see the wide appeal that he has out. Like the wide appeal of Jon Snow, like spilled out of the Game of Thrones community, where it got to me as a child. Yeah, where I was like, oh, Jon Snow's just that fucking guy, apparently. So like,
he is that fucking guy. Let me tell you, he's just not there.
Sure,
yet.
But in his first 2 seasons, I'm like, where did this come from?
There's also a lot of growth that he has to go through. I mean, Tyrion talked about it when he's training with the Night's Watch. How he's like, I'm better than everyone here. It's like, yeah, I'm sure they'd be great if they got to grow up at Winterfell, learn from a weapons master who's trained all of the best Stark warriors. Like, yeah, you should be better than them, but that also doesn't make you better than them. There's a lot of growth for Jon Snow that has to happen. It's just weird and slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now he's a prisoner and murdered a Night's Watchman.
Yeah.
He killed Qhorin Halfhand.
That's his name?
You weren't paying enough attention to remember Qhorin Halfhand?
Dude, there are so many characters in this fucking show. You're lucky to remember their first and sometimes their last name. Like, I don't know the girl he's with's name.
Ygritte.
Cool. Don't remember that. I don't know Tyrion's girlfriend's name.
Shay. That's crazy that you don't remember that. Clip it and ship it, boys. Clip it and ship it.
We're not clipping that.
Oh, I'm gonna. If you don't, I will.
Well, I should remember that, but I probably wasn't fully paying attention to the scene.
I'm just waiting for you to get to a character I don't remember.
But like, I'm trying to go like they have like learned segments. I don't know Daenerys' helping hand's name.
Jorah or the girl?
Ian Glenn, the knight.
Yeah, Jorah Mormont.
Yeah.
Mormont
sounds familiar.
Yeah, because that's the commander of the Night's Watch, because that's his dad.
Oh,
Lord Commander Mormont. Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay. I don't know I don't remember the dude's name that was impregnating his daughters and then killing the sons. Beginning of the season.
Fuck. I remember his name, but I don't.
But like he's a big point in that first part of the season, so
yes. What the fuck is his name? No. Craster. His name is Craster. His name is Craster. Yeah, I'm not.
Like I didn't know the dudes you were talking about earlier with the assassin. I didn't know his name.
Jack and Hagar. Yep.
Then I do. That's what I'm saying. You're lucky I remember like the main characters and not the main characters' names. I remember them. Like Greyjoy, I don't remember his first name.
Theon.
There you go.
Okay, what did you think of Theon in this season?
Fuck him, dude.
Good.
Fucking rat bastard.
Correct reaction.
Also, wanting to fuck his sister.
So what? Yeah, that's tough. That's not ideal.
He's like that's skill issue. Not like it's like.
Okay, well, so I don't want to get into it, honestly. That was so weird. Why did she set him up like that? It's so weird. That whole interaction is not okay. Anywhere.
And her statement was like, I recognize you, but you didn't recognize me. It's like, huh.
Then why did you let him do that?
Yeah, like if you were like walked up to your dad and be like, "Yo, what's up, dad?" and then he walks behind you, go, "What's up, dad?" I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. There was some miscommunication. You guys haven't seen each other in how many years because he was sold off to the Starks.
Yeah,
makes sense. Cool.
You were both children. Now you're both adults. You literally haven't seen each other in 20 years. Okay.
But the fact that you recognized him immediately is the problem here, buddy.
You knew and just. All right.
But Theon's a little fucking twat.
Yeah. It's so tough. I mean, because Theon breaks his oath to Robb immediately.
Yeah.
And then.
Picks Winterfell.
Yeah.
And then becomes the worst fucking leader in the world.
Yeah. And then loses Winterfell to his own men.
Mm-hmm.
That speech was actually so good. It's so funny. Yeah. His like rallying cry speech was so good. I love what is Galactus's name? The actor.
Rathington.
Yeah. His after he knocks him out, it was a good speech. I didn't want to interrupt. I loved that because he's right. It was a good speech.
Mm-hmm.
What is dead may never die. Those are the House Greyjoy's words. Winter is coming as the Starks.
I don't remember Robb's wife's name. Well, not wife. We married at the end of the season.
Did they? Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out earlier.
Well, you were giving me hints to help you out with. Yeah, they have a ceremony.
Because I didn't want to say that. Because I didn't know if they did. I didn't know if it was at the end of this season or the beginning of next season, and I didn't. Because that matters. Well, because that matters. Because Rob, that's the first time, and
Rob makes choice for himself. Yeah,
it's the first time, and if I remember correctly, the only time he ever breaks an oath.
Mm-hmm.
And goes back on his word, which is really bad, at least for a Stark. The Starks don't do that. Well,
they don't break oaths, and the Lannisters always pay their debts.
Yeah, unless you're Sansa hasn't had any oaths.
Well, she did, but it wasn't broken by her.
What oath did she take?
Joffrey broke the oath to her.
Well, no, because
is that made of Siegfried?
Who?
Is that her name?
No.
The lady that Joffrey is now committed to.
No. What is her name? I don't know.
Marguerite. I just looked it up. It's Tyrell.
Well, yeah, but that's not her real name. You're asking the actress's name. I know it's Marjorie.
I'm looking for it now. Nellie Dormer.
Yeah.
They look similar. They look similar. That's why it always fucks me up. They're blondes and they have thin faces.
Okay.
How can you something? Tell.
What are your thoughts on Bran?
I don't have any thoughts, man.
You don't care?
No, and I know his fate at the end of the series. And I know we have 6 more seasons to go through, but I really don't see it.
Don't worry, you probably never will.
Especially, is this a normal thing in the Game of Thrones community that he just should have been?
The way they do it sucks, and you'll see why.
From what I know,
okay,
is that Jon Snow should
have alert, I guess. By the way,
spoiler alert.
I don't know. I know this whole thing is spoilers, but you're jumping 6 seasons ahead. So if somebody's watching for the first time with us,
for anyone, okay, skip ahead if I haven't watched it. But I'm assuming people are coming here to be like, relive Game of Thrones for a little bit. From what I know, is that Jon Snow basically does a Jaime type bullshit, and that people claim that he should have been the one on the throne.
I see the perspective. I kind of get why they didn't go in that direction.
Sure.
I think at the point where, like, this, I don't want to get too spoilery, but I think there were a few other directions that would have made more sense. I think they overall picked like the worst one.
Got it.
Out of what the options actually are.
Oh, I also wanted to. Sorry, we're gonna go a little ahead. For season 3, I know the Red Wedding happens this season. I know of the Red Wedding. I don't know what happens in the Red Wedding.
Gotcha.
Would you want to watch it with me and record my reaction?
Kinda,
you got Caleb's.
Kinda, yeah. Because
I know you have Caleb's.
That's an episode.
What from what I hear, from what I've heard,
it's
from
amazing.
My outside perspective, it's the Red Wedding and the Battle of the Bastards. Those are the 2 episodes.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
That's like the peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle of the Bastards goes hard.
That's season 4.
Is
right?
it? I thought it was later.
Well, because I remember this being like peak Game of Thrones for about thrown into.
No, Battle of the Bastards is like it's peak, and it's why people kept the hype, because that was the end of season, like near the end of season 6. Oh, because it was right before it got bad.
Got it.
And it was so good. that is the definition of peak Jon Snow. By then, you will get it.
I will understand why Kit Harington got pulled over and got off a ticket.
I mean, this is pretty well past when you understand that, but by then you will be sold. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, so the Red Wedding happens next season. I know that for sure, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I looked it up because I was like, I thought it was going to be Joffrey and Sansa's wedding. And I was like, oh, Red Wedding because her hair is red, and then people probably die. And that's it. That was the justification for that.
Technically, Joffrey's wedding is the purple wedding.
So it's someone else's wedding. Got it. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll have to watch next season.
Yes.
But this season, I think it was a step down from season 1.
Interesting. I guess I can see that, but
there
also
was just less that I was compelled to, and I think it's Dany's arc that really ruined this season. We don't spend a lot of time with her, but like that arc is just so bad.
That and the highlights of season 1, a lot of the time, were Ned and Robert and that interaction. Without them, you're requiring other characters to step up. And Tyrion does. But you also, at this point, would be hoping that Dany and Jon are, like, getting there, and they're not yet. Which means some very important characters don't have as much behind them yet. Like, you need those two to matter. You needed those two to... Even though they won't be interacting, you needed them to fill the holes that are left by Robert and Ned, and they don't. Because all the other characters were well established on their own. Like, Robb is still great. At least I think. What are your thoughts on Robb?
Robb is... He is what I like to call the everyman, where he has the roles and like the morals and everything of a normal person, and he's supposed to be he's our eyes into the world, essentially, where if you're a normal person working day to day, 9 to 5, and coming home and watching Game of Thrones, that's the person your eyes are through. And you're like, his morals align with mine. We're cool here. He plays the everyman, your perspective, or your eyes into the world. That's what he's supposed to do, and he does it really well. I like his character. So I don't really have a full opinion on him because he's supposed to be a character insert for the watcher, the reader, the author, whatever.
Kind of fair.
And the first time we get an actual moment of him is when he starts flirting with the medic and starting to like get a relationship there. And then when he's reminded by Kat, which fuck her, when he's reminded by Kat that he is like sworn to someone else, he's like, okay, well, I don't give a fuck because I have feelings for this woman enough. And that moment of like, he's actually breaking in from the mold of what he's supposed to be makes me have more hope for whenever he is around for the next few seasons, if he doesn't die.
My thing with him is I just love when we get the perspective of all of the other kings, right? Because we're in the War of Five Kings. There's Joffrey, who's just an evil cunt. Like that's it. There is Stannis, who is has the best claim to the throne, but is way too much of the I will get this done by whatever means necessary. Nothing actually matters to me. I don't care about anyone. I just care about the power and the right that is owed to me. Then you had Renly, who...
He's the gay one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Who existed.
Which, honestly, there's a scene that I actually really liked. It's when he is with his boyfriend, and then he has to leave, and then his supposed will-be wife
Marjorie
comes in.
His wife. They were married by this point.
I didn't.
Because this was supposed to. Yeah. Because they were married. Yeah, that scene of her, the best
being
way to
super
stop
accepting.
And the best way to stop all the rumors and to make sure no one discredits you as king is to have a family. But also, I know this other thing. So we can make this work however you need to. I do also love that. That's great.
It was a great scene. I was like, that was like super nice. I was like, oh, we're in a world where, 99% of other fantasy worlds that I have read will directly be like, let's go to racism, let's go to like homophobia and transphobia. Let's go into all of them. Like we both love D&D. That thing's built off of racism. Let's be real. But this world, it's like, okay, there's a gay king. Of course, there's gonna be roles that have to be filled out, but like having the acceptability of like, I understand where you are. We can make this work. But we need to get through this part of things, so we can continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah,
but we can still live like how you want to live.
Yeah,
is like awesome. I love that scene. It was a fantastic like interaction between the two of them, and him being so hesitant and being like so on guard still is fantastic.
It's a straight up. What's it called? What is that?
Like, I thought someone was there. I was like,
no, we have that like in the real world when
beard.
That's not what I'm thinking. What is that? It's the name for the marriage.
Lavender marriage.
Yeah, that. Yeah, it's just that.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Basically. Yeah.
And it's great.
Well, typically the Marguerite would also be married to a woman. Would be married to.
Well, sure.
There'd be a woman involved.
Sure. But whatever.
Trades.
Yeah. But whatever. But yeah, that's great. But yeah, you have that king who is not bad, but Renly,
he's a coward.
I was going to say Renly never feels like he should be king.
Yeah, he wants to be king, but he doesn't deserve. He's got imposter syndrome. It's okay.
Those four. Then you've got. I still don't know who is supposed to be the fifth one in this war. Is it the other Greyjoy? Is it Balon?
It has.
Or is it supposed to be the king in, well, not the king in the north, but the wildling king, Mance Rayder? I don't, because technically it should be the War of the Six Kings, unless we're going to the name comes after Renly died and then it's the five. I don't know. I still don't know which one it's supposed to be based off of.
Well,
because
Joffrey,
Balon basically doesn't matter anymore.
Well, then you have Robb, and then
Robb, Stannis, Joffrey, Renly. Those are the big four. But then you have Balon and Mance Rayder.
The Greyjoy?
Yeah. Right, that's what I'm saying.
The Greyjoys.
Greyjoy and Mance.
Because Robb has to go back. He has to send people to Winterfell to get his stuff back. I think it would be the Greyjoys.
Maybe. Yeah, like, it's fair. Unimportant. But Balon, basically, my thing is, Robb is the one that obviously feels both like the best leader and like the person most well in position to actually be king. Like the guy who could actually handle that title and deal with it. Because he is both, like, it's the thing, like, it's funny that it's a Bolton who brings this up and you'll see why later. But some mercy is a good thing. Too much is seen as like cowardice. No, Robb is correct. Like, if people didn't die on the battlefield, they're just prisoners. We should take care of them.
Yeah.
And I know the show uses we don't want to give them any reason to hurt my sister's excuse. That's not it. Robb's just a genuinely good person. Well,
it's his excuse to his mother or whomever.
Right.
That was questioning him about it.
But like,
he's also like, I want to give my medic wife or will-be wife a job.
Well, that too. And like, that's the thing there is I think that really started to matter in his mind when he met her and she was helping the Lannister soldier because that's the first episode, if I recall correctly.
It's the first and second. And like, he's giving the excuse of like, I don't want them to hurt my sisters at first. And then he learns from her.
Yeah. During that conversation, whole, he's not the one who killed your family. He's just following orders. And Robb remembering, oh, right. Outside of the actual Lannisters, these other people are not bad men. They're just following orders. And I think that's a really important thing. But yeah, I love Robb Stark. Yeah. To be honest, I was going to say I love most of the Starks. That's not true. Bran never matters that much to me. Rickon never matters
The
that
thing is,
much to me.
is that the two small ones, Brandon,
Yeah.
the other one,
Rickon.
I don't know, just remember his fucking name. The thing is that they don't. Everyone has a part in the season, in the show.
Yeah.
They all do their thing, and it makes a contribution to that. Bran and the other one are always on the run. They're always affected by whatever someone else is doing.
Yeah.
Like by Theon, by Rob, by everyone else around them is being affected, and they're never doing anything.
It happened again where Bran started to feel like a character I'd care about when he's the one being Lord of Winterfell and answering all the questions and immediately being, again, it's just the thing. I think my thing is I love Ned. So the characters that feel like Ned immediately, I'm like, oh yes. So Bran, as he's Lord of Winterfell, starts being like Ned with how he answers questions and how he sends people to go help and how he, you know, they're talking about Rob and he's immediately like, hey, watch your fucking mouth. Like, Bran finally started to feel like that, and then Theon shows up, ruins it, and that version of Bran is gone, and it sucks. It's like we were so close.
Yeah.
We were so close.
So that's what I don't give a shit about them too. I'm sure the other small one will die at some point in time, because I've never heard his name mentioned once.
I've said it 4 times in this episode.
No,
You just won't
I understand. No, I mean like in conversation when it comes to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
No one mentions the little one, so it's always Rob. Again, before I source the show, it's always Rob, Arya, Sansa, Jon, and like that was and Bran, whatever the fuck his name is. Never the 6th one, who no one fucking talks about. So I'm sure he fucking dies.
Also, Bronn is a character. That's Tyrion's guard who becomes the commander of the City Watch.
Yeah.
Who also, the Battle of the Blackwater. What did you think of that?
That's the one where they go on the beach, right?
Yeah, with the big wildfire explosion and...
So, I think my immersion broke a little bit.
Okay.
Because the wall and beach scene, like when they're like approaching the beach, I can tell where the set ends and begins because of how it's shot. So I'm like, that hurts a little bit in the scene, because I know that they're just running out to a wall. There's a green screen back there, and there might be a guy up there like holding the rocks that are being thrown down. That's probably a prop master up there. But like it's so shot in a way to avoid those where it doesn't feel like a real wall, you know?
Fair. I love the scene on the boats. I like right before the explosion. I think all of those are good. I also Stannis, as much as I don't love him, I think his character is very interesting, and I love his conversation with Sir Davos about the when he was holding Storm's End, which is the Baratheon family home, during Robert's rebellion. He's like, I followed orders, but the issue is Robert never sent help. So we were starving. So we ate the horses. Can't really leave, so ate the horses. Fine, whatever. Then we ate the cats. Don't really like cats, so fine. Then we ate the dogs. I quite like dogs, loyal. But fine. Then we ate the rats. It's like, oh, God. But I also... Stannis feels like what can go wrong if you decide to be like Ned with the following orders, following oaths without a second thought.
Yeah.
Because or following the law without a second thought. Like the Sir Davos thing. Davos smuggled in all of that food and still got his fingers chopped off for it. Because the letter of the law says to do that. It's like, yes, but...
Stannis is a character that is so manipulated to a point in time where I don't know where his character ends and begins. And it's done well. That's the point, is that he's supposed to be manipulated so much and so hard where his character is now starting to become non-existent. And it's a great way of showing it. I just don't give a shit about him because I know he's not the one in charge. It's the Red Witch or whatever her name
That's
is.
fair.
Also, what the fuck was that shadow baby?
Well, it was a shadow baby. It was shadow magic. And then but it had the face of Stannis because I still think, I don't remember how that worked in the books or if it even was, but I still think at least in the show, it was, while it was a shadow, I think in a way it was just Stannis. That's why it had his face.
Sure.
Like, I think he was controlling it. If that makes sense.
Indirectly, like by his like thought process, like his thoughts and feelings.
Like he was warned into it almost.
But if he's controlling it, he would know what he did.
He knows what he does know.
He knows about it. Yeah.
No, it's very specific that he knows and doesn't want to talk about it. I think the only reason, I think if he had given an order for somebody else to kill Renly, he wouldn't have cared. But he very explicitly does not want it brought up.
Sure.
Like, that to me is I did a thing I'm not proud of. Because I think Stannis was fine with Renly dying. I think he is very much not proud of it being sneaky like that.
Right.
I think Stannis, if he just met Renly on the battlefield and killed him, I don't think Stannis would have given a shit. But because of the way he did it, I think the honorable part of Stannis that is still there, he's the over honorable piece of shit type, but that part is still there. So I think he hates the sneaking around idea.
Sure.
At least to me.
But the battle is so good because, not because of how it's shot, because that's horribly done. Sure. But it's a great moment for Joffrey's character. Like, it shows like Tyrion is pleading with him to be the king he's supposed to be, and he's refusing to be that guy.
Yeah.
And the Hound's gone now because of that. Like, the Hound doesn't want part of it. He wants to get Sansa out. Like, that's like, it's a huge point for that. And then on top of that, it's Cersei finally becoming a character I actually care about. Like,
interesting.
Considerably. Like, obviously the Cersei Tyrion conversations before then, for her having power in that locked room with Sansa, with Shay, like the power dynamic being present with her and her having that room in a chokehold because of that one dude with a sword that she has full control over, adds so much to her character.
I was gonna say, it's the scene with her and Littlefinger when Littlefinger's talking about power. And she has the guards, like, just do whatever they want to him as she orders it. And she's like, that's real power. That's such a good scene. It's so good. Cersei's character, at least early on, is so good.
Once Joffrey's gone, I feel like it'll be better. Because I know Joffrey does not make it that far.
I think, what else? That battle is interesting. The Hound leaving because of the fire makes sense. Tyrion getting to be the one who rallies everybody is fun.
Yeah.
That's also a good speech. Good speeches in this season. A lot of good wartime speeches.
Yeah, and it's a really good, like, difference from Tyrion in season 1 where he is afraid to go into battle, like, deathly afraid. He was knocked but he got lucky, he got knocked the fuck out and, like, was taken off the battlefield. In this time, like, this season, he's willing and wanting to go to, like, battle. He doesn't care how small he is, like, they're like, oh, we can just blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, I'm going to go to battle. I'm going to get armored up and I'm going to go out there. Obviously, he's on the wall being more of a general at the beginning of it, but the moment Joffrey backs down, he's like, okay,
I'll step up then.
It's my job now. And he goes out there, he gets his ass whooped, and, you know, that's kind of his whole thing because he's small.
Yeah.
He's all scoring up, but, you know, it's a good moment for Tyrion. And again, Tyrion is the bright spot of this whole season.
That scar is so much less bad than it is in the books. Tyrion gets so fucked up.
Yeah.
His nose gets completely removed.
Oh, fun.
Like, it is supposed to disfigure him. In the show, he just gets a scar. And let's be honest, it's just a scar over an eye. Those just make people hotter. That's how scars over eyes work.
Well, also, I don't think the makeup team wanted to do that for the next 6 seasons of removing his nose. Also, by the way, Josh Johnson's playing a football game right now.
Nice. I DM'd you on Twitter what Tyrion is kind of supposed to look like.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to do that for the next 6 seasons of removing his nose. Also, is he supposed to be an imp in the book?
Yeah.
Okay, because I honestly thought they just made that change because Peter Dinklage was just so good they had to cast him.
Nope. He is, yeah. Oh, somebody photoshopped it to try to be right on Peter Dinklage. You didn't want to see this for 6 more seasons?
It would have been cool, but the makeup team would have had a fucking pain in the ass to do it for, man.
Trying to think. Tyrion's removal, again, back to Tyrion. His way of combing through the small council and getting rid of everybody that he views as a problem, and then the who will betray my trust thing is so good. He wanted to figure out why Ned died. He obviously knew it's because Ned figured out the Cersei Jaime thing. He knew that. But he's like, who did Ned say that to that actually revealed it? And I mean, he learns later that Ned Stark said it to Cersei, and he's like, well, that was fucking stupid. Shouldn't have done that. But also, he's like, the telling them all, I'm going to ship Marcella off to one of these 3 places. So perfect.
Tyrion feels like if Ned Stark knew how to politic.
Yeah, kind of. At least early on, kind of.
Yeah. No, but him playing the game with Cersei being like, I don't care who you're, like, you are going to look for this woman. Or no, he sends off her daughter to play the game with her, and then she's like, okay, I'm going to find whoever you love. No matter how long you live, if you find someone that you fall in love with, I'm going to find her. And him knowing in the back of his head there's already that person, first of all, adorable as hell because he figures that he loves her. Besides just like being his whore. But on top of that, just having a sense of urgency. Now there's a sense of like panic within the Lannister group. Is so good. Like again, the Lannisters have been the bright spot of that Tyrion for the most part, but the Lannisters in general have had the bright spot, especially because we have Tywin with Arya on the battlefield, and then Cersei having that game with Tyrion basically to figure out who it was. And then her getting it wrong, I think, is also incredibly on brand.
And then Jaime.
And Jaime towards the end of the season,
Yeah, like you're finally getting, because Jaime becomes one of my favorite characters.
Sure.
Obviously not season 1 Jaime.
He's not really doing much, so.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, like he's slowly getting there. I love him talking with his cousin about being a squire. That whole scene is so fucking good. It's so good. Again, I cannot, like, I get, you want to say the early parts of this season are slow. I guess that's kind of fair, but
that's mid-season.
Well, no, I'm just talking about in general. But this show and all of at least the character moments are all written so goddamn well.
Mm-hmm.
At least for now. You'll see what I'm saying, and it'll make you just as angry. It's one of the reasons I can't wait to get to the later seasons because I want to yell about it a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, that whole
ends Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to say it. It's kind of embarrassing. Being your squire was like the greatest day of my life. This whole emotional scene, and then Jaime's like, "No, I get it. I did the same thing for Barristan Selmy," and it goes back to the scene that we talked about last season with Robert, like in that room, the best scene from season 1, in my opinion. It goes back to that. And it's just living that moment from Jaime's perspective. in a scenario where Jaime's not having to pretend he's, whether it's pretending or not, but like being I'm the strongest guy in the room. He's just being a bit more vulnerable and talking about how much he actually enjoyed that moment. Because you could see it on his face in that initial scene when he's talking to Barristan. Like, Jaime looks up to Barristan crazily. Like, he is like obsessed with that dude. I mean, obviously, he joined the Kingsguard and gave up his entire life because of Barristan. Like, you know that. And that's a fun scene. You're finally seeing Jaime not just being, I'm Jaime Lannister, son of Tywin. It's just, I'm Jaime. And it's fun. It's the best version of Jaime.
Then he kills him.
He wanted his freedom. There's one thing you have to do for me to get out of here. You have to die. So good. So good. So good.
God. Every time I think about this season, that Dany shit sucks.
That's fair. It does.
It really hurt this season in my eyes. Like,
I didn't remember it being that bad, but yeah, it was.
It was not fun. It was always it always sidetracked. So like, I'm like, okay, cool. We're going back to Dany. This should be good. And then it's like, oh, we're going back to Dany. I was actually interested. Was happy with the Lannisters right now. Can we go back?
No, you have to go talk to Zoranzo and Doxus.
The richest man in the kingdom. Now I'm the king, and
he wasn't the richest man fucking anywhere. He had no money.
Also,
that was my favorite thing. Opening up the vault and there's just nothing in there. Oh.
I also do love that they had, when they show Khal Drogo at the end of the season and their little dream sequence, it reminds me that every one of these characters that is pining after Dany, whether it was in the town or like trying to, like, even what's his fucking face, they don't really love her. They love the power she controls. Kyle loved her.
Yeah.
And she loved him.
As bad as that relationship started, they did love each other in the end.
Yeah. Like, God. That scene, I was like, okay, so maybe this scene is worthy of having the sucky little sidetrack of the season. Just because that scene was so good. I was like, that was so heartwarming, and it just reminds me that they actually care for one another. I'm so sad that Kyle dropped. Like, I was sad when he died, but I'm more sad in hindsight.
I'm just sad because later, as the show develops and you learn who all the best fighters are in Westeros, I'm just sad we never got to see Khal Drogo duel any of them.
Mm-hmm. Taken by poison and witchery.
Yeah. That still has to hurt Dany so much knowing she killed him.
Yeah, that's why she saw him.
It's so tough.
Jesus Christ. I think Joffrey gives land. He says no more Sansa. Cool, but now Sansa's in risk of being abused. But he decides to marry Tyrell.
Yeah. Which I still find interesting because, like, Cersei being the one that flips on that is really weird to me. Because the whole Sansa point is they need Sansa so that they can control the North. Her not having Sansa get married into the family means they can't control the North when they kill Robb.
Does that matter when Tywin comes back, though?
Yes.
If Tywin's back, to have more power.
But they're still fighting the North. And if they win that fight, they still want to be in control of who is ruling the North. And it should be. They
still have Sansa.
Well, yes, but
actually it's just going to be abused.
Right. And I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, they don't have Arya anymore because Tywin let her go. But, like,
what else happened? Lots of things. I also love at Craster's. All of Commander Mormont and John's interactions are very interesting because John's trying to do too much. I don't know. If you want to lead one day, then learn how to follow thing. I don't know. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. John couldn't kill Egret though.
When you were talking about like them being mixed on what way they want to go with John, I don't know what way John goes in the book, but it felt a lot like the season felt like a lot like John is being prepped for a leader role already, and they're trying to force it on us rather than just being like, this is like, instead of showing why he would be that. There's like, oh, he'd be doing this because he's the honorable one who wants to go kill the father because he keeps killing the male children that keep being produced. Like, it feels like they're prepping for that, but also, at the same time, it's like, if you force things down our throat, they won't work. You have to show us. As we know, he knows nothing, Jon Snow.
You know
Which will
nothing,
be
Jon
next season.
Snow. Oh, she said it once this season.
Yeah, but not the one scene.
Yeah.
I know the scene.
Bro just wants to watch Kit Harington fuck. Bro just wants to watch Kit Harington. That's it. Send tweet.
Fair. It's a good looking man.
Apparently, they still might bring him back to play Black Knight, which would be cool. I don't have faith, but that's very off topic, but I don't care.
We just talked about this. Blade's not happening.
It's not in Blade. He's Midnight Suns show. He's supposed
Midnight
to be back.
Suns. Yeah. Blade's part of the Midnight Suns.
Probably not in the MCU.
Anyways.
Hate to break it to
ya. What else has happened in this season? Who died? No one died besides Renly.
No, Renly.
That's the only one.
No. Maester Lewin.
No reports. Yeah, he gets stabbed and then lives for like another year and then starts bleeding out.
Sir Roderick, the weapons master for House Stark, gets killed by Theon. Davos' son, Corran Halfhand. What?
Yeah, no. This isn't like...
This season, there's no Ned Starks in this season.
Yeah, you're not going to surprise me with a head rolling or anything here. This is like all minor characters who really don't fucking matter.
I think technically the important ones are just Renly and Roderick.
Okay, so the one that's traveling Bran and Hodor, the girl.
Yeah.
What is she?
What do you mean?
What is she?
A wildling?
Yeah, what is that? They keep mentioning wildling.
All of the people who live north of the Wall, who are not considered part of Westeros. They're wildlings.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And they are, for some reason, the people that need to be kept out. The Wall's not actually there for the wildlings. The Wall's there for the White Walkers. But remember, the White Walkers haven't been seen in 1,000 years, so nobody in the South. Season. Yeah. Well, they've shown up a few times. John saw one.
Those are whites. You explain this to me.
The White Walkers still showed up multiple times because it's the same White Walker from the first episode. We've seen him multiple times. He's also the same White Walker that is taking the baby. John sees that specific White Walker. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the father's keeping... Okay.
Yeah. Because the father is sacrificing all of his male children to the White Walkers so that they'll leave him the fuck alone.
I'm going to be real. The season... The seasons starting with the White Walker bullshit and then ending the season with the White Walker bullshit, I don't give a fuck. It is like the rest of the dynamics, and it's an unnecessary addition to the story. The dynamics that are at play with every other like house are more than interesting enough. We do not need the White Walkers. Like I can already feel it's going to be complicate everything way too much. Where everyone's fighting at one time, and then oh shit, here's the White Walkers.
Yeah, I don't know if the books set the White Walkers up in this same way, but it does. Like, I get the point of the White Walkers. I just don't like the way they try to. They are being set up as the main villain,
Sure.
but also not, because there's only like 4 people who believe they exist.
But it's also like we don't know what they want. Besides, everyone wants the Iron Throne. Sure, everyone wants the fucking throne. Get it, got it. You know what's awesome? The other characters have more than one motivation currently going on besides the throne. Rob doesn't want the throne. He just wants to be left the he wants to be the king of Winterfell, and that's it.
The king of the North.
Yeah, that's all he wants.
And again, that's the thing. He doesn't want to be king. That's why he'd be the best one. That's the same thing with Ned. Remember, Ned didn't want the throne. Yeah, that's why he would have been the best king. What are we doing?
But the White Walkers are here. We don't know what they want besides to eat children, to eat people, because they're zombies, essentially. They're cold zombies.
Eat people.
Is that it?
Make more White Walkers. Well, make more whites.
What a boring motivation.
I don't know.
Especially when you don't understand them, because they're showed up for a total of 5 minutes in the show.
Well, and then they can't speak, so they can't really ever.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just it's the genuine big bad evil guy, right? They just want to bring upon endless winter and destroy all living things. That's it. They're just evil incarnate, basically.
But they're not an interesting hive mind type bullshit.
They are a hive mind, but
no, but they're not an interesting one. Like when I'm thinking that I'm comparing this to Alien, because
I
that's
think
like
more of it will make sense later.
Sure, but when we're given 5 minutes of screen time, we don't know what they want, what they do, what anything that does. The thing about like the xenomorph in like Alien, because they're a hive mind as well. They do want the same thing. They want to eat people and expand. That's their goal, right?
Yes.
We at least understand what they're capable of by the first 45 minutes of that movie.
I mean,
the first movie. We don't understand them to a good amount, where the White Walkers, they like to cut people's heads off.
I was going to say, that one's weird. I was going to say, we know with the White Walkers that they are very skilled warriors. Well, no. Yeah, we know the White Walkers are. The Whites are just zombies. They just run at you. Which is the other part that's weird. I don't know. My biggest complaint with the White Walkers currently is, why did they let Samwell live? He saw him. Like, I don't get it. That's weird. But hey, what do you know?
To tell the tale of the White Walkers, because that's what they need.
I mean, maybe eventually.
Like I was excited when I heard the third horn, and I didn't know how much time was left in the episode. I thought we had like another 15 minutes, right, of the episode. No, we get shown the White Walkers. Cool, that's it. We don't get an actual like showing of their abilities or what they do or anything. And I think, again, like I said earlier, when they actually get up to Winterfell or whatever they go to, I'm afraid they're going to be just a nuisance that is going to be a distraction from the rest of what's going on. Because I swear to God, if we get an endgame moment where it's like Lannisters and Starks all teaming up to defeat this one thing, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
That's crazy. Why would you do that?
Because it's a stupid fucking thing.
No.
I don't want to like power friendship. Let's take on the White Walkers together, and then we'll go back to fighting. No, that's stupid. They hate each other. They hate each other's guts. Let them fucking fight. And these White Walkers are just being a fucking distraction from it, and it's annoying. And like, you can have a final boss. Guess what? There's definitely a final boss out there for you. They're called Cersei. Or Daenerys. Daenerys can be your final boss. She's the queen of dragons. She's got fucking dragons. Like, you don't need zombies. When you have dragons, you don't need zombies.
But you do. Look, the zombies are a bigger part of... I think it got referenced by Maester Lewin a little bit in this episode, or in this season. When he's talking to Bran about magic and wargs and how that doesn't exist anymore. And it's because the White Walkers and the Children of the Forest are gone. The Children of the Forest were when they're going through Joffrey's titles, you know, the King of the Andals and the First Men. The Andals were a group of people from somewhere, I don't remember. Jorah is Jorah the Andal. He's an Andal. I don't remember why. It's complicated lore. The First Men, though, Westeros is kind of like the America of this world. It's like the newest discovered land. It is the newest of the kingdoms, whatever. So the First Men were the first people into Westeros. And as they moved north, they kept pushing both the White Walkers and the Children of the Forest farther north, which led to... There's a lot of complicated lore that the show refuses to get into currently. And it makes the White Walkers make more sense once that lore matters. At least to a degree. You'll still probably hate them, but that's fine.
Yeah. Again, I'm looking into I know what happens to the White Walkers, and really, but like, I'm seeing into the future. I don't really give a shit about what happens actually. I'm more concerned about the distraction it will take from the narrative, whether it makes sense or not. It's going to I feel like it's going to distract from the main conflicts of these families fighting, and their internal feuds. I feel like it's just going to distract from that, and I feel like it's going to be. I know everyone says it's a dud from the White Walkers, and I feel like it's just going to not be a dud from the White Walkers, but be a dud because of the dynamics from the families.
Sure. I'm sorry, I messed this up. The White Walkers were not already there. The White Walkers were created by the Children of the Forest to protect them from the First Men as they encroached into the area. There's at least a bit where the Children of the Forest are brought up and matter in the show, and I think then it will all make more sense, I think. I don't remember that plot line that well.
Okay.
Not because it's bad or anything, I just, much like you, didn't really care. But
I when you mentioned we talked about the opening of the show.
Yeah.
Like that opening with the White Walkers. And my complaint was that this doesn't matter to this first season and blah, 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 blah. Now I'm seeing, okay, this doesn't matter to this season either. And now I feel like this is going to become a distraction from our narrative. Because I like the narrative. I'm like, the Game of Thrones is interesting.
Yes.
When the Game of Thrones gets paused, I feel like we're not going to be having much fun here.
Fair.
Like, as much as I hate Joffrey, I much prefer to watch that guy do whatever the fuck he's doing than take a break from all this shit for zombies. We have fucking dragons, dude. We don't need zombies. It's a stupid addition, I think.
What do you mean? We need zombies.
You're putting too much in the bottle. Eventually it overfills, and you can't keep track of it anymore.
No. Oh.
That's my thought process. What?
I'm just trying to figure out the Andals thing. Ah, gotcha. Because, yeah, I know they bring up the First Men a lot, especially in the North, because that's where most of the First Men settled.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, the Wildlings are like, you know, we come from the blood of the First Men, and the Starks are like, yeah, bitch, we do too. Because the Andals were from a different continent. I had to look it up because they don't really bring up the Andals ever. The First Men only get brought up because of the whole Children of the Forest and White Walker plotline.
Sure.
But I don't know. I think that's about it. We're an hour and a half in, so we're probably good. Unless you got anything else you want to bring up.
No, this season, like I said, it was a step down. I'm excited to go into the third season because I feel like it would get better for characters like Dany, for like Jon Snow. I feel like they would get better. They're on the right track, and I feel like Dany's gonna get back on that track for her because this season was a fucking sidetrack for her. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm excited to go into the third season, and we're gonna go right into it from our perspective when it comes to recording. So I'll be a little more fresher on this season going into that. So that will help. But yeah, I'm hoping it gets a bit better. It's still pretty good. Like last season, I think I gave an 8 or an 8.5. This would probably be like a 7.5.
Okay.
It wasn't like a huge step down. It was still fun. I enjoyed my time with it. A bit slow at the beginning, but like I get through it. Once I got through it, it was fine.
I also feel like that might just be the Game of Thrones formula, is it's like kind of slow as and then like it builds. Kind of air quotes like a movie is there.
Yeah, my thing is if you're a show, you kind of should be like going into it this season like a wave. You know, your mid season should be where you kind of settle down for a little bit and then pick back up. But you know, again, this is different TV. This is HBO TV. I don't really watch much HBO TV. So
I've never really watched HBO TV other than this.
Don't really know
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I don't really know how it's formulated besides because it's not normal like streaming TV or like 22 episode TV. So it could work completely differently. But next Friday episode, I believe, still is Game of Thrones, and then we have a few of the things we have to cover between 3 and 4. So, but until then, remember to like, subscribe, do whatever podcasting format you prefer, and bye bye.